As we talk about this surge in pain prescriptions, Florida really the epicenter, and it did not go unnoticed. In 2010, the Drug Enforcement Administration found 90 of the top 100 physicians purchasing oxycodone were based right here in the Sunshine State. The following year, lawmakers cracked down. Those 90 doctors on the top 100 list plunged to 13. Over the next 2 years, the DEA proudly announced Florida did not have a single doctor on that list. At the time, it appeared promising, but like most things in life, it came with a catch. Supply and demand. The Volusia County Sheriff says pill mills closed, opening the door for drug dealers to feed customers a whole new way.
Young, 13 years old.
13, heroin. Wow.
It was put in front of me, and it was just like, here, do this.
About 16, when I started using seriously, I was prescribed pain medication from a doctor. Within a year, I was taking probably 10 to 15 a day. You're chasing that same high that you had the first time you used. So why would I spend $30 on a pill when I can spend $30 on heroin and get twice as high? The heroin was a way for me to get that initial high back, that first time high back that I hadn't been able to get since the first time I started using.
If you know something is good one way and you suspect it to be better another way, wouldn't you want to try that? And then you do that and you say, well, look how much better it is this way. And then next thing you know, there ain't no going back to that.
You go to bed thinking about it, you wake up in the morning thinking about it. I've got to get the money somehow. I've got to call the dealer. Who knows when he's going to wake up? Who knows where I'm going to have to go to get it? But I've got to do all that dope sick. And dope sick, a lot of the times, especially when you're in the middle of the addiction, is like the flu on steroids.
So you got to the point where you were robbing and stealing?
Absolutely. I'd steal anything. Anything and everything from people that I loved, from people that, gave me jobs. I didn't care about myself, so why am I going to care about anybody else?
I've had my life threatened multiple times, all in the name of just getting high.
If I all of a sudden wanted to get heroin, I would have no clue where to go.
Walk through town.
Is it that easy?
Yeah. I'm in the store one day and I hear a pill bottle in somebody's pocket in the store. So I look at him, Next thing you know, he's my new hookup. It's not a treasure hunt, it's there, it's around.
Do you have much experience with the fentanyl?
When my grandfather passed away, I found a bag full of fentanyl. I said, okay, well, let me put one here, here, and here, Yeah. So here I am walking around with 4 of these things on me for a month. I would cut them open and eat the gel, shoot the gel, it didn't matter.
It is an incredibly powerful drug, so people are able to buy a little bit less, get just as high, but the problem is if they use the same amount that they were using with that heroin, they're gone, they're dead. That's what's so dangerous about the ones that are on the stuff that's on the market now is no matter how strong you are or how tolerant you are to the opiate, it's still a guessing game. You don't know what's in it. There's no way of telling what's in it. And I've never met an honest drug dealer.
I would think, like just from a business standpoint, if you're selling somebody something and they're dying from it, that's not a very good business model.
Well, if you're shooting something in your arm and there's people dying from it, why are you still doing it?
Yeah.
Because you're addicted to doing it.
When I dealt it, I didn't care about who I was selling it to or what happened to them. It was, in my mind, it was their responsibility to handle it responsibly. A dead client isn't a good client, so we don't intentionally try to kill them. As the dealer perspective, we don't care if they die though.
By the time I was 27, that's when I realized I had a real problem.
Really? Okay.
Doing heroin in the bathroom at my buddy's funeral, who overdosed from heroin. When
you went through withdrawals, was it basically cold turkey because you went to jail?
Yeah, put in handcuffs. I shot heroin and then 3 hours later I was put in handcuffs. I sat in prison for almost 18 months and for 16 months I still wanted to get high. You know what I mean? So it still hadn't changed for me. The light bulb still hadn't gone off. I still wasn't ready for it.
For me, it was hitting rock bottom, losing my family, losing touch with everybody that I cared about, almost losing the girl that I'm with now, my fiance, losing my kids. It took all of that and going to jail for me to say, enough is enough. I'm not doing this anymore. I refuse to lose anything else in my life.
I was given hope that I could do it. You have to do it, and you have to do it for yourself and nobody else.
4 years
of sobriety.
Congratulations on that. That is amazing.
Thank you.
There's a life after addiction. There really is. For me, it was my faith. I decided that I was going to cling to my faith more than I was going to cling to the drug that I was on. A 12-step program, no matter where it be or what kind it is absolutely essential in my opinion. I wouldn't have been able to do it without that.
Well, you need to understand it. You need to ask questions and be involved in it. Go to an AA meeting or NA meeting or whatever. Yeah. Even though you don't have the problem, you know, that's my first advice to anybody. You know, well, my son's going through this. Well, then go to meetings so you can understand addiction. Don't bond him out. Let him sit there. Because you know what? He ain't going to die in there. He's got a better chance of surviving in there than he does on the street. Listen, I was sitting in jail, and my boss was going to bomb me out. He wasn't signing for me, you know? So I said, well, call my mom. She'll sign. No, she didn't. Do what? I was, you know, and I was mad, you know, for about 16 months. And then I said, oh, thanks, appreciate it. You know, you did, you saved my life, thank you.
Addicts are not worthless. They have trained themselves to do whatever it takes to get what they need. If you can put half of that motivation into something productive and positive for your life, you'll make it. It's not hopeless. It's not the end. There's always another chapter. Just make that chapter better than the rest of the book.
Kevin and Travis, two different stories, both in the same dangerous race for that next high. Now they're taking steps to overcome it, something not every addict gets the chance to do.